This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
It is my fault. I blame me because I forgot to click the link to set the show up. I had the show ready, but I didn't click the linky, so it was hard for people to find transitioning from one to the other. I think it was all that weird stuff going on today at the end of the Mark Thompson show where it just kind of went on for a while, and I don't blame him, I blame me. So thank you for finding us. If you found the show, excellent. I'm really glad. Thank you so much. If you set up that notification bell, by the way, it'll tell you whenever the show goes live, or I think it'll tell you whenever the link goes live as well. So that may be a good way to do it, and that may be the way you found it. So thank you for being here. It is Trivia Thursday, and I know we have very limited time now, so I'll start that in just a moment, but I did want to take a moment. Oh, Sandy says, glad I found you. Missed the end of the Mark Thompson show, was worried I couldn't find you. I'm glad you made it here. Excellent, Sandy. Wonderful. Okay, so we're talking about pugs. A lot of people think they're so cute. Nolophidian, not one of those. Oh, you said they're ugly, but cute. Yeah, they're so ugly, they're cute. Is that what you're thinking? I don't know. These dogs have been, this is my understanding, that they've been bred to have these squishy faces and to have this look, but the way that they are bred also means that they have some health issues, including trouble breathing. They're notorious for having breathing issues and for having poor health. Pugs and Frenchies, French bulldogs. Well, now there might be a new medication that will help these little dogs keep their airways open. It's called Snortox 1. And after 15 years of research, there is a team of scientists at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology in Australia. Hi, Glenn. They are working with this biotech company, and they have created this new treatment that they say helps ease breathing in these dogs that are flat-faced. Again, it's called Snortox 1. It's this injectable treatment, and it uses a modified version of the tetanus toxin, of all things. Isn't that weird? It's placed directly into the dog's geniohyoid muscle inside the mouth, which is right on top of the throat area, and it works to improve muscle tone in the mouth, and that helps keep the airway open, and it could mean that these dogs won't have to have invasive surgery to help them breathe, which is really nice. So because they have these snub noses and these airway issues, a lot of I know people don't like to say dog owners, but that's what they are. A lot of these dog owners end up paying a lot of money for these surgeries. And that's because the breeding, the generations of selective breeding in these animals shortened the bones in the skull, blocking airflow and leading to this condition where their airway is really obstructed. That's why they always sound like they're having trouble breathing, apparently. There's a study that was published in the journal PLOS One in February that found nearly 90% of dogs like this that are flat-faced had some kind of difficulty breathing. More than 54% had issues that were clinically significant. Couldn't eat, sleep, exercise, these types of things. So there are even some countries, Norway, the Netherlands, they've banned these types of breeds of dogs altogether. They don't want them there. So the Snortox seems to work. They did a clinical test. Only 6 bulldogs were tested, so it's a small sample. But each of them saw improvement and could complete a brief walk, whereas previously, before the medication, they would have been struggling to breathe. So we'll see. They think it could make a real difference to these animals. And that would be good. Although I would hope that because there's a medication that could help, that doesn't lead to increased breeding efforts or a lack of information for for animal lovers about what's happening to these dogs. Just because they're cute, don't maybe unless you understand what's happening, go out and get one, unless you understand you know, how it could financially impact you, right? Snore Talks 1, it's called, which is good because you don't want to see animals suffer. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Oh, well, I'll go to the chat before that. Teacher Lori, hi, Teacher Lori, says too many health issues. People pay a lot of money for purebred pugs and French bulldogs and then have to spend even more money on vet bills. Why put yourself through that? I mean, I guess there's, the love of the breeds, you could say. I understand that. But yeah, I know. I know. And it's so sad. Noah Fidian, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Much appreciated. You're awesome. I really appreciate that contribution to the After Party Live. Deidre says, my last dog was a purebred lab and he died of cancer at 8. Yeah, there's nothing to say that just because you spend money on a purebred or you have a purebred dog that they're somehow going to be healthier. As a matter of fact, it's the combination of genes from different breeds that may make a dog, have more longevity. Who knows? Glenn says, if you buy a pet, you must be prepared to pay to keep them alive. Just saying. It's true. And animals are expensive. Dog food's expensive. We got Charlotte rolling around somewhere in here. She's a golden retriever. Plus, and I didn't know this before we got her, and she's a love. She's so sweet. She's kind of like I think she came from a line of therapy dogs, but it's expensive to feed this dog, Yeah. And I was going to say, she's smelly. These golden retrievers, they stink. And so we have to have her washed. There's a new place in Petaluma that you pay and they wash your dog. And yeah, I was tired of water all over the bathroom. So there you go. Okay. Oh, Yvonne says the notification bell doesn't always work. Oh, no. Well, that's a bummer. I'm going to find a better way. I don't know what the better way is. Maybe setting the show up earlier and not screwing up and forgetting to click go. Yeah. Wes says, I have English bulldogs. It's the same thing, loud snoring, but in severe cases, there's a surgery that can be done. Yeah, the thinking with this Snortex 1 is that it'll alleviate the need for that surgery. So that'll be good. Mindy says, just don't breed dogs. It isn't healthy for dogs or cats. I don't think that's going to happen, though. There's people that really love, the science of breeding animals. And there's the whole American Kennel organization that, they do the competitions with the purebred dogs. I just don't see it going away anytime soon. Too many health issues. Yeah. Oops, I went back instead of forward. My current dog is a half German Shepherd, and I have a butthead. That's funny. It does sound perfect. All right, we will move forward now and take this cutie off the screen to head over to Trivia Thursday. Woohoo! I'm going to give Mark a point on that question because he did get it right, even if he second guessed himself. It is time for Trivia Thursday. Okay, go into the chat. Everybody get your typing fingers ready. Get a little finger stretch in. Ready to go? Here it is. All right. I have a couple different categories today. The first category is actually related to travel, airports, airlines, this type of thing. So the first question, which of these airports had the most total passengers in the United States in 2012? Well, and this is a little dated, but which of these airports do you think most people travel through? Is it O'Hare? Is it Hartsfield-Jackson? Is it Los Angeles International? Or is it Dallas-Fort Worth? Which of these airlines had the most total passengers in the United States? Granted, this is from 2012. O'Hare, Hartsfield-Jackson, Los Angeles International, or Dallas-Fort Worth? That is the question as posed to you, and let's see what you have to say. I'm going in. Ready, says Nola Fidian. Here we have it. Dallas-Fort Worth, says Deidre. LA. Reagan, O'Hare, Hartsfield Jackson. Uncle Jim is right. It is indeed Hartsfield Jackson, which is the busiest airport, at least back then, and I think it still is. Yeah. So well done, Uncle Jim. See who else has it. Hartsfield Jackson. Tammy has it. Yep. Uncle Jim and Tammy. I think those are the only people that said Hartsfield Jackson, right? Good job, you guys. All right, next question. O'Hare is Chicago, yeah. Okay, the next question is this. PAI. PAI, P as in Paul, AI, is the national airline of which of these countries? Portugal, Japan, India, Pakistan. PAI. Portugal, Japan, India, or Pakistan? You say PAI Airlines or PI Airlines? Portugal, Japan, India, Pakistan. Which one? What do you think? Let's see. I got a Pakistan. I got a lot of Pakistans. It is Pakistan. First one to the punch would be Peter McLaren. Nice. Pakistan is the correct answer. Peter has it. Deidre has it. Pie Pakistan. What the sizzle? Vanessa has it. Nullifidian. Sandy has it. Teacher Lori has it. Elise Sweet Petite has it as well. Yes. Okay. I don't know if I have it, but I wanted to, I'll do it after. But I wanted to let you know something about Elise Sweet Petite over here. And that is something I'm excited about. And I want you to know, first of all, that if you have a business or you have something you want to share with the group, and this is not sponsored content in any way, shape, or form. So Elise is not paying to have this put on the show, and neither would you have to. But I do want to give you the opportunity, if you want to take it, and I know this is non-trivia related, so I'll be quick about it, to let everybody know about your business. So if you have a business or there's something that you want to advertise or whatever, just send me a note, kim@theafterparty.live. It is kim@theafterparty.live, and I will put it on. And coming up, I'll let you know a little bit about Elise and what she has to offer. And I was really excited to try it. And so I'll let you know a little bit about that in just a few minutes. All right. So where were we? I'm sorry, I got derailed there. Pakistan. Yes. Elise Sweet Petite says Pakistan. That is correct. Apparently it isn't. Apparently it's the National Airlines of Pakistan. So I don't know. Oh, people that said ATL were correct? Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Jim. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate it. That's the Atlanta airport. Okay. Next question. Here we go. Back on track. We're moving along. How about this question? Maharabad Airport. Maharabad starts with an M. Maharabad is located in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran. Maharabad Airport is located in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, or Iran. What do you think? What do you say? Maharabad, Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, or Iran? Okay, go into the chat, see what you have to say. This is going to be, I got an India, I got an India, I got an India, I got an Iran. And it turns out Iran is correct. Maharabad Airport is located in Iran. You are right. Deidre, I think first to the punch with Iran, yeah? Yeah. Iran is right. What the Sizzle has it as well. Donna Holm has it. Hi, Donna. Well done. Thank you, Luis, for the $5. Aloha from Waikoloa Beach. After party, Ohana. Last day in Hawaii. Need a little after party live to deal with early onset post island depression. Oh, it's always such a bummer when you have to go, isn't it? Soak it up. Breathe in the air with the sweet fragrance of beautiful tropical flowers. Listen to the sound of the waves. Feel that sand and soak it in. You'll be back. Aloha, Luis. Mahalo for the 5. All right. Next question. Next travel question is, which country has the national airline called Aeroflot? Aeroflot. Which country has the national airline called Aeroflot? Is that Russia, Germany, the United Kingdom, or the Netherlands? Aeroflot. National airlines of what country? Would that be Russia, Germany, the United Kingdom, or the Netherlands? I would not have gotten this one right. And the answer is, I got a Russia. I got a lot of Russias. I got a France. I got a Netherlands. I got a Netherlands. I got another Russia. Well, I'm with you guys. I would not have gotten this right either. The answer for Aeroflot is Germany. I picked the Netherlands as well. This is the national airlines of Germany, Aeroflot. And here I thought their national airlines was Lufthansa. I don't know. Nope. I think we all got that one wrong. Did anybody get it right? Am I not seeing it? Yeah. Oh, Glenn. Glenn from Australia. Not to be confused with the bookbinder. For the tip jar. Sorry, it's not more. Hey, thank you for anything. I really appreciate it, Glenn. Much appreciated. Donna says, no way. I know. Teacher Lori says, I worked for an air freight forwarder as my first real job and coded airway bills. That's cool. Chris says, that's not right. Okay, well, now we have to look it up. Aeroflot National Airline. What country? Let's see what they say. Goodness. Well, you guys were right to call me out on that one. Apparently, it's Russia's flag carrier. It is not German. So the trivia is wrong. And I'm glad you guys called it out. And now I don't know if I trust this video. Let's see if they get this one right. No, they got it right. All right, let's see if they get this one right. JetBlue Airlines is based at which U.S. airport? Is it Hartfield Jackson, which we now know is Atlanta, O'Hare, Logan, or JFK? Hartfield Jackson, O'Hare, Logan, JFK. JetBlue Airlines is based at what airport? Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Anyone who said Russia, we'll go back and say Russia. That would be Uncle Jim who said Russia first. And Peter, I'm giving it to you guys. Nullifidian and Blue Spark, Gordon and Sandy and Rev and Teacher Lori and Louise has it. And we got to give it to Chris because he's the one that knew it wasn't right. Not Germany. That is an error, said Teacher Lori. She's right. Yeah. Wow. The trivia whiz people got it wrong. I'm shocked. Okay, so back to our question. JetBlue Airlines is based at what airport? And our answers were Hartfield, Jackson, O'Hare, Logan, or JFK. And your answers are, well, hopefully this is the right answer. It is JFK. Deidre says JFK. Sweet Petite says JFK. Peter McLaren says JFK. That is the correct answer. What the sizzle, Luis? Nice. Now I'm questioning reality. All right, I'm going to switch topics because I have another topic, and it was weather. Trying to predict the weather. Oh, let's do this one. In the northern hemisphere, an air mass from the south brings what characteristic? Desert, tropical, forest, tundra. In the northern hemisphere, an air mass from the south brings what characteristics? Is it the characteristics of the desert, the tropical, the forest, or the tundra? An air mass from the south in the northern hemisphere brings what characteristics? Desert, tropical, forest, tundra. And your answer is? Tropical is the answer. Deidre has it first, followed by Donna. What the sizzle? Jim. Hey, Jim. Tammy has it. So does William. Sandy Nullifidian. Elise. I got a thumbs down from Teacher Lori. Gordon. Teacher Lori says tropical. Rev P. Peter got it. Good job. You guys knew that one. Next question. Weather occurs in which of the Earth's spheres? Weather occurs in which of the Earth's spheres? Lithosphere, stratosphere, biosphere, atmosphere. Weather occurs in which of the Earth's spheres? The lithosphere, the stratosphere, the biosphere, or the atmosphere? What do you think? I'm going to the chat. It is the atmosphere. This is a different question than I asked Mark, actually. Atmosphere is correct, Uncle Jim, and Deidre, and Sandy, and Peter, and Donna, and Jim, and William has it. Atmosphere. Glenn says atmosphere, correct. Luis says it. Nice. Okay. Next question. Good job, you guys. The rising, let's do this one. Which country contains the world's hottest place where the average daily temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit? Which country contains the world's hottest place where the average daily temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit? You want the options? I think the options give it away, but I'll give you the options. Italy, Pakistan, Ethiopia, or New Zealand? Which country contains the world's hottest place where the average daily temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit? Italy, Pakistan, Ethiopia, New Zealand. See what you have to say. A lot of USAs before I gave the options. Sudan, India, USA. Yeah, it's Ethiopia. Tammy has it. The place is called Daliol, Daliol, Daliol. That is where the daily temperature is 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Daliol, Ethiopia. They have an average daily temperature of 94 year round, apparently. That is pretty hot. So Tammy gets it. So does Sandy and William. Rev P has it. So does Glenn. JT, I'll give it to you. Teacher Lori, I'll give it to you. Even though I got a thumbs down, I'll give it to you. Nice. Okay, the next question is regular cycles of weather changes are known as what? Regular cycles of weather changes are known as what? Think cycles. Regular cycles of weather changes are known as, yeah, Uncle Jim gets it. It's seasons. Regular cycles of weather changes are known as seasons. Deidre has it as well. So does Tammy. So does JT. So does Gordon and Rev P and Sandy. Donna has it. Teacher Lori has it. Good job, you guys. How about this one? What is the term for the average weather conditions in a particular location? What is the term for the average weather conditions in a certain location? The term for the average weather conditions in a particular location is go into the chat. Yep, that would be the climate. Deidre says that's the climate. Good job, Deidre. Good job, Uncle Jim and Gordon and Donna. Rev P has it. So does Tammy. And so does Teacher Lori. And cloudy with a slight smog. All right. Good job. What is the weather like close to the equator? What is the weather like close to the equator? What is the weather like close to the equator? It is. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Deidre says it's hot. Hot, hot. It is hot. And she's right. Well done. Deidre has it. Gordon has it. It's hot, says Vanessa. Hot, says Tammy. What the sizzle has hot. I'll take warm and humid. Hot and humid, Nullifidian. Gloomy Maine Coon. Stifling, says Blue Spark. Yes. Hot and human. Humid. Well, and human. We'll give it to Donna. We'll give it to Jim. It's hot. Next question. When the ground temperature falls below freezing and ice forms, what's it called? When the ground temperature falls below freezing and ice forms, what's that called? When the ground temperature falls below freezing and ice forms, what's that called? Going for the answer. And that would be, I got a black ice, I got a sleet, I got a tundra. It's frost, says Sandy. Sandy's correct. That's frost. Sandy has it. Uncle Jim has it. Nullifidian has frost. So does JT. So does Tammy. Teacher Lori has frost. So does Gordon. It is frost. That is correct. Which of these two words best describes the climate in tropical rainforest zone? Mild and wet, cool and wet, mild and dry, or hot and wet? Which of the two words best describe the climate in the tropical rainforest zone? Mild and wet, cool and wet, mild and dry, hot and wet. And the answer is, yep. I just wanted to make you type it. Hot and wet, says Deidre. That's right. Uncle Jim has it. So does Gordon. So does Viewfinders. So does Donald and Donna. Tammy has it. Blue Spark has it. So does William. Shay Lynn Thompson, thank you for the $5 super sticker. That's so kind. I really appreciate that. help keep the show going. Appreciate it. Noah Fidian says hot and wet. So does JT and Mindy and Sandy and Glenn. Louise has it. So does Yvonne. Well done, you guys. All right. Do I have one more? I think I might have one more. Which of these climactic zones does Great Britain come into? Which of these climactic zones does Great Britain come into? Is it dry grassland, temperate forest, mountain region, or Mediterranean? Great Britain, which climactic zone? Dry grassland, temperate forest, mountain region, or Mediterranean? What do you think? Okay, I'm going to the chat. It is temperate forest. Uncle Jim is right. It is temperate, says Gordon. That's right. Donna has it as well as Noah Fidian and JT. And Tammy, temperate, says Donald. Yes. Dreary rain equals temperate forest, says Jim. That's right. Deidre has it. So does Sandy. William has it. So does Glenn. Yeah, it's the forest. Teacher has it. Teacher Lori has it. Excellent. Well done, you guys. All right. Well, my apologies for the Aeroflot disaster, but that is Trivia Thursday. Thank you so much for playing. Hope you had some fun. And I do want to see if I can save this picture because I have this from Sweet Petite Baking Confections. This is Elisa's business, and I want to promote it. So let me get the picture up and running here and tell you that she is an amazing chef and baker, and she has this lovely, let's see if I can get it so you can read it. Oops, I'm going back and forth with this. Let me try one more time to save it. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. Hold on for just a minute. Sweet Petite. I'm going to try to save it one more time. But I want to show you her menu where you can order. And I asked her, and she says that you are able to have certain things shipped. So, like if you wanted cookies, you could have the cookies shipped, this type of thing. I don't know why it's not letting me save the picture, so I'll bring it up a different way. And here it is. And I have to take our Trivia Thursday down in order to bring it up. Oops. I'm sorry. All hell's going loose over here. Breaking loose. Okay, here it is. Woo! All right. So here is her menu. It's the spring summer menu from Sweet Petite Baking and Confections, and she's out of the East Bay. So oh, great. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in so you can see. So she's got the cookies, pecan and cocoa nib, the choco chip walnut, a vegan lemon crinkle. That sounds good. Double choco drops. What? Snickerdoodles. You can get cakes from her. Those are not as easy to ship, she said. Vegan chocolate, vanilla funfetti cupcakes. All kinds of stuff. She said the bar cookies are easier to ship as well. Brownies, Italian rainbow, oatmeal carmelitas. Ooh. And some confections she's got here, chocolate dipped marshmallows. You can order at, and here's the website or the email address. Sorry, there it is. I highlighted at the bottom. It's Sweet Petite B and C, which stands for Baking and Confections. Sweet Petite B and C at gmail.com. So you can order some delightful desserts at Sweet Petite B and C at gmail.com. Thanks, Elise. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna put it in order. I don't know what I'm gonna try. Those oatmeal carmelitas looking pretty good though. I don't know. All right, we'll move to a different story. And thank you for letting me share that. I appreciate that. Um, let's move to this one. How about these fish? Did you know? Oops, am I here? I'm here. Did you know that cocaine pollution in our waterways makes salmon swim faster and further than usual? I mean, it doesn't seem like much of a stretch, does it? What it's the problem is that scientists don't know the long-term consequences of this. The cocaine pollution cause, they say, even more robust effects than the cocaine itself. The water treatment plants often don't process everything out like that. So they're frequently found in bodies of water at higher concentrations than their parent drugs, unfortunately. And the waterways of the world are becoming increasingly contaminated with pharmaceuticals and illegal drugs. We know that cocaine has been found in the tissue tests in sharks, shrimp, mussels, and eels. But how it was affecting wildlife, we didn't know. So, new research just done says cocaine can alter behavior in wild fish. The young Atlantic salmon, juveniles in the picture here, exposed to cocaine's primary metabolite. That's the compound created when human bodies break down this drug and then excrete it into wastewater. That caused fish to swim faster and swim farther than their peers that were not as affected. The peers were in a Swedish lake. Researchers published their information in the journal Current Biology on April 20th. They say the findings really drive home the point that we need to understand and manage the diverse chemicals that we use on our society that can then end up in our waterways. Scientists behind this study visited the Atlantic salmon hatchery in southern Sweden, where they outfitted 105 two-year-old captive raised fish with tracking tags and slow release capsule implants. In one-third of the group, the implants gradually released cocaine into the creature's bodies. Yikes. In another third of the fish, the devices released cocaine's main metabolite, which is benzoylecgonine. I'll let you pronounce it. Here. That's a hard one. Here's the way you pronounce that. A banner. We'll do it together. Benzoylgonine. Then I didn't pronounce the C. Benzoylecgonine. I think that's right. Benzoylecgonine. It's easy for you to say. Exactly. Well, that's the compound. When we break it down and then excrete it into the water, that's what the fish are swimming around in and apparently absorbing. In the control group, the implants provided no chemical. So the juvenile fish were then put into this lake about 150 miles southwest of Stockholm, and their movements were tracked for 8 weeks. The fish exposed to that down there, the benzoylecgonine, swam almost twice as far each week compared with the sober salmon. Near the end of the study period, the metabolite-exposed fish had wandered up about 20 miles from the release site, while the control creatures had traveled about 12 miles. 20 miles versus 12 miles. Fish that got the cocaine treatment showed a similar pattern, although the effect was weaker and less consistent. So the fact that this metabolite, not the cocaine itself, seemed to have the biggest effect on the fish's behavior was a bit of a surprise to researchers. But they're hoping that by realizing this, that could really pave the path for future research. Because when humans consume cocaine, our bodies break it down into these metabolites, and it's primarily this benzoylecgonine. See, ooh, that sounded good, right? And the byproducts get excreted and then flushed into the local waterway systems. And a lot of our treatment plants aren't set up to fully remove this substance. So it all ends up in the rivers and the lakes and the coastal waters. And that's why this metabolite occurs at higher concentrations in the wild than the cocaine itself. The quote from The Guardian: if we were doing risk assessments and not including compounds like these metabolites and derivatives, we'd be missing a big chunk of the environmental risk we're exposing these animals to. And this study only looked at the behavior of these fish. So they don't know how it might affect the long-term survival of the salmon, how it might affect their reproduction, any of that. Those will have to be future tests. And it also didn't probably replicate how a fish would ingest these drugs and metabolites in the water on their own either. And for more than just a period of days. I mean, they're swimming around in this soup of metabolite, right? Of benzoylecgonine for a long time, for life, probably. But they say this study does offer a look into the possible effects of this. If fish are swimming more, if they're traveling longer distances, they might be wasting precious energy that they could be expending on more useful tasks like foraging for food. They could be entering new habitats where they could encounter different predators, different foods. The environmental toxicologist with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, who was not involved in this study, but was looking at the results, told the New York Times that the rule of thumb is that any alterations to physiology or behavior in the fishes should be considered adverse. Well, we saw some big changes here, so I guess that's adverse. These Atlantic salmon are already under pressure from habitat loss, climate change, invasive species, fisheries, lots of other threats, and now they've got this one. So just adding the drug contamination could further jeopardize their chances of survival. And that's just the salmon. Think about all the other creatures that are being affected too. And think of all the other things in the water they're swimming around in. Happy Earth Week, Earth Day after Earth Day, everybody, right? Come on. Benny's and the Jets. Absolutely. Is there a link for what? What are we looking at? A link for this story? What are you wanting a link? Oh, a link for the I'll give you the email address. Are you talking about the link for Elise's bakery? The email address is here. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't think I can. I'll try again. The link is, or the email address is, I can present it one more time. Sweet Petite B and C at gmail.com. If that's what you're asking for the link for. I think you were. Here it is. And I'll take your comment down so that you can see it. Yeah, Sweet Petite B and C at gmail.com. See it at the bottom of the screen right there? Let me take this away. I'm not having the best tech day, am I? I don't think I can get it. No. Well, you can see what she's got there. sweetpetitebandc.com. All right. If you have questions and you want me to text this to you or email this to you, you can always email me, and that is kim@theafterparty.live. Again, it's kim@theafterparty.live, and you can always email me, and I can send it to you that way if you're interested. Okay. I have another story for you. Oh, I'm getting really late, aren't I? Okay, I have another story before we wrap it up. And that is this story about the amount you pay if you're a no-show at a restaurant. I guess I can get rid of that. Yeah. The cost is going up and up and up, especially if you are looking at restaurants in San Francisco. I saw this story in SF Gate. The restaurant cancellation fees are reaching some new highs. The penalty fees, including for no-shows, $75 around the Bay Area. There's a restaurant in San Francisco called Juju, been open for a couple months. They are booked solid. And of course, when you can't get a reservation, of course, that makes you want to go even more. But you don't just make a reservation and not show, because they charge you a $75 per person fee per person if you cancel less than 24 hours before your booked time. No shows and late cancellations, they say, have a direct impact on their bottom line. And they're not the only ones doing this. According to SF Gate, a couple of years ago, you might get a fee of 15 or 20 bucks if you canceled at the last minute or you didn't show up at a nice restaurant. But those amounts are doubling and tripling, up to $75. Yeah. Some Bay Area restaurants started charging for cancellations made less than 48 hours in advance. So, yikes. Don't show up, we're going to charge you. There are some restaurants that have had a no-show rate of 13%. And I have to say, it's really rude to make a reservation that they're holding for you and then not show up, and that table just sits there while they're waiting for you. So it's really rude, and it does affect their business. But $75? Yikes. $75 is less than the average guest check, and according to restaurateurs, felt like a round enough number and a firm enough punishment for those who couldn't give them the grace of canceling within 24 hours. And here's what the owner of Juju says. We truly want to do the best we can to show all of our guests a great time, and we find it wildly helpful to know that you're actually coming in. Would you not update your RSVP to a dear friend's dinner party if your plans changed? The guests don't understand the economics of running restaurants and how no-shows and late cancellations affect everyone's livelihood, from the kitchen staff to the servers. From a fiscal business perspective, it's the biggest pain point. It's disheartening. We've turned away dozens of people for that table, and we are not a pedestrian-heavy neighborhood. So how are we going to recoup that money? Well, we prepared it for you, so you're paying $75. What do you think? You think that's fair, or you think that's too steep? I guess it's kind of fair. No. Mindy says, I like a drop-in cafe myself. Glenn says if they're that popular, they would have people on a waiting list, no profit loss in them. You would think, right, that there would be some people waiting for a drop-in, and if there was a no-show or a cancellation. I don't know. Nola Fidian says, I've never made a restaurant reservation. Wow, really? Liz says, I don't even go to restaurants anymore unless I'm invited. Too much money. What? No-show costs? Sorry for all those guys I stood up for dinner. Sorry. Since I give fake names, that would be $0. Well, I guess the new way of making a reservation is you have to leave your credit card information, and they'll charge you if you don't show up. So that's it. Absolutely, Elise. I know you're the most amazing chef, and I've seen the pictures of your confections and they look amazing. I can't wait to try. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a lot. But it really makes you think twice before you make the reservation, right? It's not just some random, oh, maybe we'll go, maybe we won't. Elise says, as someone who worked in restaurants, I think that's fair. That table could have been taken by someone else. So if you're going to make a reservation, You say you're going to go, then go. And if you don't, that's $75 for you. Hmm. Is there a menu printing fee you pay? No, I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, and I think if the policy is made clear when you make the reservation, then prime rib is expensive and they need the people to show up. Yeah, they're planning on how much food to have on hand too, probably, I would imagine. All right, I have another story for you. And it is our lotto of the day. Are we ready for it? Here it is. This guy in Maryland won $200 in the lottery. Doesn't seem like a lot, but he did my favorite and he let it ride. He scored $200 from a scratch-off lottery ticket in Frederick, Maryland, and decided to let it ride. And he bought another ticket, and it was that ticket that was a $100,000 winner. You imagine winning two big prizes like that? So he decided to use the money on another ticket for various games at the Mount Airy Shell gas station. That's when the second $100,000 cash scratch off earned him the $100,000 top prize. He said, I overlooked the message at first and swiped it away. When he scanned his ticket, he said, what did I just see? This guy previously won a $50,000 bonus match 5 prize in 2017. He used that money to get his master's degree. He says his latest $100,000 will go toward paying off bills, saving for the future, and maybe even buying a new car. There you go. What a lucky guy. He wins 50 grand. He gets his master's degree. He goes back. He's like, let's play again. He wins 200. He buys another scratch off and he wins $100,000. Telling you, some people have all the luck. All right, you guys, it has been lovely. Thank you to everyone for playing trivia today and contributing to the show. We've got Nulliphidian who threw down 5. Luis celebrating his last day in Hawaii at Waikoloa Beach. Thank you for checking in, Luis, and thank you so much for the contribution. Glenn throwing in a couple from Australia. Shaylin Thomas throwing in 5 with a super sticker. Huge thank you. Thank you to everyone as well for throwing in your contribution to the show PayPal. The information is in every day's show description. And it's also in the About tab here on the After Party. So if you're looking for that information, it should be pretty easy to find. Most recent contributors to the After Party include Wes, who pops in some today, Vicky S., Alicia P., Amy P., and Meredith D. Thank you guys so much. All right. Have the best rest of your Thursday. I will see you this evening on the Nikki Maduro Show. It is at 5 p.m. Pacific. 5 p.m. Pacific. Cocktails, mocktails, and politics. I really do hope that you join us because that's a really fun show. Hopefully I'll have myself a little more together by then. All right, everyone. Make it the very best rest of your day. Bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
I have no idea what just happened.